We're making good progress with our Bootstrap theme, and now is the time to move on to the latest offers section. This section will be just below this welcome section we created in the last video. And if we go over to the final version here, this is the section we're going to be creating now. It will give us some more practice using cards and also columns for layout, along with looking at some more Bootstrap classes which are available. In this video, we're going to be adding all the HTML for this section, along with the necessary Bootstrap classes. However, though, things such as the price up at the top here will be custom CSS, and we'll move on to styling in the next video. So onward with the HTML in our index page. Let's go down to the bottom below the closing divs. So just above the JavaScript, we can create a new div. And this new div is going to have a class of container fluid. We want the text to be aligned in the center, so we can add our Bootstrap classes. We're going to have a dark background, which you can see just on here. So we can do this with a Bootstrap class of bg-dark. And then finally, some padding on the top and bottom, which we can add with py for the y-axis, and a value of 5 to keep it consistent. Inside here, we add our familiar row. So add a new div with the class of row. That's all we need for this one. So then inside, we're going to create the title, which is the latest spa offers. And we'll do this in a similar way to this one up at the top. We're going to create a div or a section with a span or a width of 6 columns. And then we'll offset it 3 columns to place this in the center. So open up the div, the class, call, MD. So this is 6 columns on medium devices and above, meaning anything below the medium sized devices will be the full width. We can also provide the offset on medium devices to be 3 columns, pushing it into the center of the page. Our title in the H3. This is going to have the class of text light, since we're using the dark background colors, and the text of latest spa offers. Okay, good. Below this, we need our image. This image is going to be a similar one to the one above, which is just this one here, but it's going to have a slightly different color. Since we've got a different background, we add this in with the image. So img, the source, this is in the images folder, and this one is the divider-silver.png. The alt text, simply divider, and then a Bootstrap class. So we're just going to add some padding on the bottom of this to add some spacing. So do that with padding bottom or PB, and a value of 4. Also, we can set the width to be custom with W25, which, as we've already looked at, is a width of 25%. And then we can take a look, reload, and go below our welcome section. And there's our title. Now we need to create a new row just below for these 3 cards on here. Each card is going to be in a width of 4 columns in its own separate div. So let's begin by creating the first section. We need to create a new div just below this row. So div with the class. our card body, the first thing we're going to do in here is add a block quote to quote some text. This block quote also needs a Bootstrap class of block quote. So class of block quote. And then set the margin on the bottom to a value of 0. We're going to add our text inside the P element. This text is going to be our most popular swim package. Great value for families or groups up to 12 people. Okay, now we need to go below the block quote and below this div for the card body. And then inside of here, we're going to add an unordered list, which is going to have a class of list group. This is going to be our free list items. So the first one is going to have a class. This one is going to be list group item, followed by font italic. The text is up to 12 people. You can type the next one out, or I'm going to copy and paste it in 2 more times since it's got the same classes. The text on this one is private sessions. And then the third one is going to be swim lessons, also available. There we go. Over to the browser. Now let's go to the first tab, reload. And it's now looking good. We need to now replicate this 2 more times for our second and third section. So to do this, I'm going to copy this to avoid a lot of repetition. If you want some more practice, you can go ahead and type this out yourself. So I'm going to go ahead and locate the closing div. So copy this for the, in fact, we just need the col SM4. So copy this div here and the col SM4 section. Make sure there's still 2 closing div tags at the end, which is for the row and the outside container. Paste this in just below. So this one is going to be for the bride. And then the price on this one is going to be 40. The text. This one is going to be our wedding packages are perfect for your big day. Then we can cater for groups, large or small. Then all that's left to do is the free list items. The first one is going to be hair and makeup. And this is going to be using the HTML entity of AMP. Head and makeup. The next one is going to be for groups of any size. And this one is going to be champagne and cocktails available. We'll just have one more now. So down at the bottom, again, make sure there's 2 div tags spared at the end. And then paste this in for the third and final time. And it's going to be weekend pass for $60. And I'm going to grab the text for this one just here. And add this in between the P elements. This one is going to be pool and sauna. Then full use of our gym. And the semicolon at the end there. And the third one is going to be includes 2 treatments per person. Okay, good. So I think that's us now done. If we go to the bottom, we can just add a quick comment. Just say this is the closing container. And the same for the row. Good, so over to Chrome, we can check this out and select the tab for the project, reload, and there's our 3 sections now. If we shrink this down as well, we can see this will be fully responsive by default because of the Bootstrap classes which we've added. We will play around with this a little in the next video, when we add some custom CSS. But for now though, the majority is in place, so I'll see you next.